Man, Latvia doesn't even have 2 million people. And such a small player on the board, it can't be that complex, right?
Basic human dignity.
Hey, welcome back to the Baltics. In the last video, we learned about Tallinn, Estonia, my $200 flight ticket to the region, and the uniqueness of that city, so be sure to check that one out as well. Latvia is roughly the size of West Virginia and is really one of the coolest places on the planet, man. Sure, it's a little rough around the edges, but man, I fuck with Latvia. I have a lot of complaints, but at the same time I get it. Russian bullshit, political bullshit from former oligarchs, so basically Russian bullshit. And demographic loss, especially after the EU, so basically Russian bullshit. Anyways, I made it up to Riga in May of 2026. I took the train from Tallinn, which is about $35. And I know 6 hours on a train isn't really that unreasonable, but it'll be even cooler when the Rail Baltica route comes in. Even though the US does better in the Northeast at similar distances. Oh wait, damn it, America disappoints every single time. But man, my eyes are watering at the idea of Tallinn to Riga in an hour and a half. Or Warsaw even at 6, at 250 kilometers an hour too. They're definitely making progress on the Rail Baltica project throughout the region, with stage 1 completion scheduled for 2030. But it's definitely been a slow go of it for sure. Costs are starting to balloon, and Latvia has definitely been the slowest one out of the bunch, but I'm sure it will be done at some point, and when it is, man, it'll be such a breeze to see this part of the world. I mention this all because it's a big deal. This place has been a more isolated side of Europe for a long time. They were the last part of the continent to be introduced to Christianity, and you can find castles all over the place from the Teutonic Knight era. This area was inhabited by pagan Balts, who were colonized and ruled by Sweden, Germany, and Russia over the past 800 years. And like many places in Europe in the 19th century, a shared national identity started to form within Latvia. It was about this time that the Russian Empire was also starting to industrialize, and Riga was becoming a key port within the empire at the time. There was a revolution against the Tsar in 1905, which gained a few concessions, but was met with an incredibly harsh response afterward. Over 1,000 people were executed when order was restored, property was stolen, and with people fleeing into the forest to hide or continue a guerrilla war against the Tsar. Latvia was occupied by Germany in the First World War, with Riga falling in 1917. As you probably know, Germany didn't last much longer either, and after an extremely convoluted independence war against the weakened Leninist Russia and German proxies, the Latvian state was finally established. Without going into too much detail and boring you, the war lasted about 2 years, with independence being achieved, but at enormous cost. There were 13 governments in 14 years, wages fell by almost half, and culminated in a coup in 1934 by Carlos Ulmanis. Ulmanis was highly authoritarian, using the state apparatus to close down most newspapers and nationalize most industry. At first, it seemed to be working. Manufacturing was exporting out to Western Europe, and even Ford had a plant operating in Riga. Some say that Latvia had a higher standard of living than Italy at this time, but it's debated how well the Latvian economy really did during those years. His policies were inherently nationalist though, with slogans like Latvia for Latvians, and having Jews and Baltic Germans feel the policies of nationalization of business and curbing press freedoms the most. Things would only deteriorate from there. Days before the invasion of Poland, Latvia was coerced by Stalin into signing a defensive pact where thousands of Soviet troops were stationed there over a dozen bases, and less than a year later they would occupy the entire country, ordering the government to stand down. Controversially, Ulmanis complied with this demand and thousands of Latvians were deported. Many thousands more could have been deported if the Germans, who were allied with the Soviets at the time, hadn't famously betrayed them. Latvia was occupied from 1941 until 1944, with some of the worst atrocities in human history being committed. I don't really feel qualified to talk about this topic. Just reading the Wikipedia page is sort of unsettling enough, and there's plenty of information on this time period if you'd like to find it yourself. Spoiler alert, the Nazis lost in World War II. Sorry if I ruined anything for you. I just think some things need emphasizing. Russia reoccupied the region following the war, setting Latvia firmly behind the Iron Curtain. Cracks started to show throughout the 1980s until independence was restored in August 1991. Latvia joined the EU and NATO in 2004 and adopted the euro as its currency in 2014. While its population has declined and has become a major issue, it's still an advanced economy with a lot to like about it. It was in the capital Riga that I met Kristaps Andresens, a podcaster and journalist who agreed to show me around Riga in his hometown. Kristaps is the founder of the Eastern Border podcast. He aggregates a ton of Russian brain rot from Z Vatniks, people on the extreme side of the spectrum in Russia. They think that Putin is a liberal pussy controlled by the evil West, but this is a tangent I don't need to go on. Oh yeah, Rob was there too. He runs the merch store. So what do you do when you meet somebody for the first time? I'm kind of socially awkward. Do you ask their name or how their day is going or shake their hand? Well, when I met with Kristaps for the first time, he immediately offered me moonshine out of a cup on the sidewalk.
Have a taste of highly illegal liquids. This is Rob. This is Rob.
Let me shake it. You immediately can take the cup.
Take the cup. So I have only one. You're saying his place tomorrow? Rob, David, nice to meet you. He runs the merch store and everything. Ah, gotcha. This is a sip of what I brought you from Latgale, from it. Ooh, wait. That is strong.
After our formal introductions, we took a walk to the city, checking out a few sites before getting belligerently drunk at this cool spot on that sweet, sweet Riga Balsam, listening to a Ukrainian singer and arguing with Polish tourists along the way. So getting the tram in Riga is far too fucking complicated. First off, you probably gotta go to Narvesen to get a ticket, unless you're a Chad with a European phone number.
You need coffee or hot dogs or pizza or goodies, go to the
Narvesen. And Narvesen is a convenience store, so you're basically asking for a ticket from some kid or some bitter old angry person who hates their life. Here's a little taste of what it's like. Hello, I'd like to get a bus ticket. No. No? The fuck you mean no? Public transit's supposed to be for everybody, man. I shouldn't have to go to Narvesen to get a ticket to get on a bus or a tram. So unfortunately, Riga, Latvia gets an F. Worst transit on this trip. Hold on, what's going on here? What's up with the Zach Taylor? What are you doing? No, Zach. Not another useless challenge. No. Oh, man. Alright, looks like we gotta go under the hood anyway. Here's Zach out. Ah, good find. Thanks, Zach. It's looking like Riga is addressing all of my problems, and you will be able to pay at any stop or in any form of transit with your card. Welcome to the 21st century Riga. Only cities in the third world you can't tap to pay for a ticket. I was a little peeved, and the next Narvesen I went to said that their machine wasn't working, like it's McDonald's ice cream or something like that. Taxis are pretty cheap in Eastern Europe. It's pretty helpful if you end up getting into bullshit situations like that. I was personally not ready for the amount of honking and shouting out the windows that these guys do, but hey, love of the game. And also, they probably need to get like 20 of these rides per hour for how cheap this shit is, so peace out, Volodymyr. Riga is one of the largest cities in the Baltics, and probably the one that feels the most like a big city. It's also one of the greenest cities in Europe, with forests dispersed throughout the entire area. Major parts of the city are built in the Art Nouveau style, such as Albert Street. The Soviet-era TV show The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson was also filmed in Riga, as it gave off the Victorian England aesthetic. The old town is literally like a fairy tale. Go gawk and enjoy it, you uncultured American swine. I wouldn't really recommend the food if you're here, though. No offense, Baltic people, but this isn't Italy. I will drink your 150 proof moonshine from your neighbor's still, and your delicious, delicious Riga Balsam, but I don't really want to eat sprats on toast or whatever any of this is either. So we explored Riga for a bit, and I got this cool map, and we passed our partners at the Russian embassy.
Oh, that is funny. Bruh, that is too fucking funny. We got all the Ukrainian flags over here. This is the Russian world for you.
I have taken
Solidar, Adivka, Chasivyar, Работани.
I took this picture from a drone, and I took this picture from a drone.
Marinka, oh my god. It's just... It's fucked, man.
But the worst part is, like, back in 2018.
Kristaps is also doing a fundraiser to get trucks to the front lines. Donate to that if you can and save lives today. I'll leave the link below in the description. The Ukraine war has been a wake-up call for Latvia. They've been one of the strongest and most consistent supporters of Ukraine, so it's no surprise that they're ranked when it comes to trolling Russia. That evening, I drove a Lada for the first time. It's a Russian car brand, and they're all over this part of the world. They may be a little old, but people take great pride in driving them and taking care of them. Christoph's brother has one, so I took it for a spin around the neighborhood.
So, comrades, we are with my guest David. Say hi, David.
Hello.
This is my brother Viestus Lada, and David is gonna experience driving it for the first time ever. I'm pretty sure he's not ready, so I will film this for a bit because it's probably gonna be funny for everyone. If you have any fun comments, feel free.
Hey, you're doing better than expected.
That pretty much concluded my time in Riga, so if you're in Warsaw, and especially Gdansk, maybe think about snaking your way up through Lithuania. It's definitely worth it if you're not sure where else to travel on your itinerary.
Even a beach that plays so shit that playing in a single team with her is automatically lose. You don't do that. You don't want to do that. It's bad.
We took the train to Ludza district in Latgalia. Christoph's just bought a home out there, and I was the first listener of his to see it. In turn, I was also the first American to visit the village of Pilda since at least 2012, and it's kind of hard to verify before that. During our 4-hour train ride, but also in Riga, we discussed the state of Latvia. Russian drones had violated Latvian airspace, causing the parliamentary coalition to collapse and the Minister of Defense to resign. With that in mind, and literally as soon as we get off the train, it happened. This would become a recurring theme. The siren went off 5 or 6 times during the duration of my visit due to drones, from early in the morning to late at night. It's the same exact sound as an Amber Alert in the States, so if you're sleeping, it pretty rudely interrupts you in the morning. But like I said, there's like 17 hours of sunlight, give or take, that time of the year, so I had trouble sleeping in general. Christophs was contacting local authorities about the situation, you know, the whole journalist thing. We also saw the Ludza Castle, which was constructed during the Teutonic Knight era. It overlooks one of the main lakes by the city. It was getting surprisingly hot, so we decided it was high time to stop and get some food. We grabbed some supplies from the store and boarded the bus back to the bunker in Pilda. The property they own is absolutely stunning. They grow their own produce, have their own sauna, and I immediately fell in love with the place. They have a small pond in their backyard, as this area of the country is exceedingly swampy.
Oh shit. Oh my god. This is Tick Central, bruh.
This is quite swampy. My property ends at the end of the little thing. The rest is like municipal and other parts is over there. Wow.
So if Russia wants to try to go down this road in particular, good luck. At least don't be first, because you're not off-roading this one for sure. What do you think we were going to do after an exciting day like that? Grill, chill, and drink beer and moonshine that his neighbor brewed, of course. So yes, belligerently drunk again it was, with stories and laughs deep into the night. We made our way deeper into the countryside, to the town of Malnova. We visited a distillery, learned about the bootlegging history of Latgala, and of course, more moonshine. They have a few interesting historical pieces there, and they use an old German grenade from World War II as a muddler. Check out my dude's distillery, and play some disc golf with him in the back. There's literally a course on the site of an old German bunker used to stage the siege of St. Petersburg. It was a really cool but surreal moment for sure. The next day I planned to ship out to Poland from Riga, but Rob miscalculated and we missed the last train back. We ended up drinking in front of the Catholic church there in Ludza by the castle until Christophs came to save us. The police even pulled up, and I was pretty pissed drunk, and Robert was quite literally pissing on a tree, and they didn't give one fuck, man. Robert says the police there are more like Chief Wiggum and company from The Simpsons, and I feel like that's the type of energy we need back in the States. But yes, to finish, we did catch the train the next morning, and I was off to Suwałki, Poland. But that's going to be in the next and probably final video in this series. Seriously, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Please consider donating a little coin if you want to see more content like this, as it's pretty tedious and time consuming, but I really do enjoy telling stories and making videos. That engagement and investment tells me how much I need to invest in this myself. Thanks again to Kristaps, Evita, and Rob for hanging with me. You guys are the best, and I'm already scheming on how to visit you all again next year. So best wishes, and until next time.